Some students step into college with nothing but a backpack and dreams. But Areeba, she stepped in with all of that and a hijab.
A plain piece of cloth, yes, but in that college corridor, it felt like a spotlight. This is not only her story, it's the story of every girl who's ever been questioned, doubted, or dismissed before she even spoke. Areeba stood at the gate, her fingers wrapped around her bag, her heart racing a marathon in her chest. "It's just another college. You belong here," she whispered to herself, just loud enough for courage to get through. But as she entered, she sensed it. The stares, the glances that took just a second too long, the whispery conversations behind half-covered lips. Do you think she's from a strict family? How will she fit in? Is she even allowed to attend fests or late classes? They didn't ask her. They asked around her, as if the hijab muted her existence. Still, Areeba smiled, sat quietly in her classroom, and told herself again, "I'll speak when it matters."
The lecture began. Names were called for the inter-college AI project.
Areeba waited, hoping to be assigned to something meaningful. She raised her hand confidently. "Sir, I'd like to be in charge of the AI algorithm section." There was a silence, not the kind of silence where one thinks, the kind of silence where one judges. The professor pushed his glasses up. "I think we'll leave you on design or documentation. AI is too technical." Those words cut deeper than they spoke. She knew code. She lived code. And yet, a headscarf on her head led them to believe she couldn't think. But rather than fighting, she nodded. Because sometimes silence is strategy. Days went by. Assignments came. Areeba worked late in the library, learning algorithms, debugging in silence, assisting teammates who never acknowledged her. She didn't say a word, she just did. One evening, the team's AI module crashed. Panic swept the room. She walked up softly. "May I try something?" Skeptical looks, a reluctant yes, her fingers moved like lightning across the keyboard. She reworked a loop, refactored a function, and clap. The model worked perfectly. Eyes grew wide, mouths dropped open. "You just fixed it?" She smiled, looked up. "Yes, I also wanted to write it from scratch. But I guess your ears were in the way of my hijab. No anger, just reality." The room fell silent. The day of the competition had arrived. Areeba tied her hijab neatly. Her hands shook a little, but her eyes intense. The professor came to her team. "Who's speaking?" The lead boy stepped back. "She is. She won it." Areeba emerged onto the stage, laptop clutched in her hand, nerves blazing. But as soon as she opened her mouth, logic spilled out like poetry. She dismantled the model, responded to technical questions with accuracy. The judges leaned in. They weren't just listening, they were in awe. The clapping at the end, that wasn't for a mere project. That was for all the no's she had silenced with a silent "watch me." Their team placed second. But for Areeba, it was a first. Her first public victory, her first genuine "I told you so" without even having to say it. A year went by. Areeba matured, not just a student anymore, but a quiet leader. And one morning she saw her, a nervous girl standing by the stairs of the library, bag pinched against her chest, pink soft hijab covering her hair, her gaze roving over the crowd as if she was searching for a part of herself. Areeba smiled. She approached and said, "First day?" The girl nodded. "Yeah, just hoping I don't get stared at too much." Areeba laughed softly. "They will stare. Some might question you. A few might underestimate you. But that doesn't make you. What you do will..." The girl glanced up, a little taken aback. "You sound sure of yourself. Were you always so?" Areeba smiled once more. "Number I constructed it. Whenever someone questioned me, I put another brick on top. Hijab is not a wall. but the world sometimes puts walls around it. To every hijabi girl beginning anew, you don't have to prove you're enough. You already are. Just don't let the noise outside drown out the brilliance inside.
If Areeba's story inspired you, share this video with someone who needs it. Drop a "My hijab, my crown" in the comments if you are proud of your crown.